Our top story tonight is a major exclusive. Every time Pakistan has provoked India, India has warned of retaliation and done nothing. So were these just empty threats? Well, for the first time, NDTV's Vishnu Som reports that India's threats of retaliation were not just words in the air. He has accessed crucial documents which show that during the Kargil war, Indian Air Force came close to striking at targets inside Pakistan.
These are the very same MiG-21s, it now emerges, which almost bombed Pakistani targets during the Kargil war. D-Day was June 13, 1999, a day after talks failed between the Pak Foreign Minister Sartaj Aziz and his Indian counterpart Jaswant Singh in Delhi. Now this is the squadron diary of the Indian Air Force's 17th Squadron, the Golden Arrows, and it spells out what's been a secret for a very long time, that Indian Air Force fighter pilots were assigned targets. They were told to be ready for a preemptive strike at dawn on the 13th of June. Now this is a handwritten document by an officer of the squadron, and it says, among other things, details of what was actually coming. It says on the 12th, Sartaj Aziz went back after a failed visit. All pilots were called back at 1600 hours by an officer who had news for us that command air tasking orders had come for a preemptive strike at dawn on the 13th of June. What were some of the other details which actually emerged over here? Well, we were told to do a 4-aircraft bombing mission in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and bomb damage assessment of Chaklala. That's a major Air Force base near Rawalpindi. Now, assigned their targets, the pilots then went about the business of preparing for their mission. What exactly did the pilots do at this stage? Well, they said, we all returned at night after making WizNavs, that's using software to make their ingress route into Pakistan, golas, which I assume would mean filling ammunition on their Makarov sidearms, making maps and collecting Pak currency, which would be used in case they had to eject behind enemy lines. Well, the clock was clearly ticking. Within hours, the Indian Air Force would launch its first attacks in Pakistan since the 71 war, aerial attacks against a nuclear power. But at the last moment, there was a change in these plans. What exactly does the document say? It says, at 4:30 on the 13th morning, we reported to the squadron ready to war. What happened next? But it was a no-go. We stood on standby till morning, then finally stood down at 12:30 in the afternoon. While senior Air Force officers will not speak on the specifics of the missions, they have separately confirmed that they were fully prepared.
Had it escalated, we were ready for a full-scale war. In fact, they were so weak in Skadu, they did not have any blast protection, they did not have any pens, their fuel was also lying almost in the open. So, if they had any skirmish been there, their air element in Skadu would have been decimated in no time.
NDTV has been able to confirm that several squadrons of the IAF had also received their orders to attack on the same day, June 13th, 1999. What is unclear, even 17 years later, is why the government chose not to go ahead. Vishnu Som for NDTV.